Is the microphone?
Oh, wait. The microphone is on.
Microphony.
We're rolling, and
Oh, is that the...
there we go.
I'm Morey White.
I'm Jake Schriner.
Bob Nelson.
Were you ready for that?
I'm Tracey White.
Y'all ready for that? I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast. We're going to have a conversation right here. I don't know what
I think of the Muppets.
Wait, no.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
Here we go.
We didn't even. That was. This was like a theatrical. A theatrical clink.
Yeah.
There was no clinking. There was no nothing.
You're like a night show host. You don't even have water.
Edited.
Keep pretending like they're
Oh my
But
goodness.
here we are.
Yet again, here we are, Monday. Some drowsy faces, some happy faces,
You know
some
what's
tense
funny
faces.
is we were on that camera when you were wheeled.
Again?
Yeah.
Again.
You want to do it again?
That's what happened last. No. It is what it is, man.
This is how tired we are. Like,
Here's my pretty face.
Wrong button.
So which camera are we on now? Okay. Alright. Who cares? Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Let's talk. Let's talk, man.
Must be
To my right, Morey White. How are you today, sir?
It was a very long weekend, I just got to say. Today, I got to take my dog to the dog park. How fun was that? It was weird. He just, it was almost like he's becoming too dependent. Because he runs off and plays, and then he realizes I'm not there with him, and he runs and he comes and sits by me. Then I tell him to go get a drink of water, so he runs over and gets a drink of water, which no other dog in that park does that. So that's, I feel really proud of that one. Go get some water. And he goes and does it, comes back, and I walk out there to the other dogs, and he plays, and he's happy, and then I walk over to the bench and sits down, and he realizes I'm not there, runs over there and sits by me.
Wow.
I'm like, I
Man's
love you
best
too, man. Yeah, but there's dogs over there. Go play. We're here for you. So that happened, and I am truly blessed to be here this evening.
We are blessed that you are here, friend. Glad that you're here.
Yes, indeed.
All right, and to your right, Jake Schriner, which last week, I don't know if you saw any of that, but I was, what did I say? It was like Drake.
Drake.
Yes,
Her
it
name
was
is Drake now.
It's
My
not
podcast name.
Drake.
AKA Drake.
his podcast handle.
Yeah.
Stage.
Station. Yeah. Name's not even
That's okay, we're theatrical. Glasses. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, a much better Monday today than the last few weeks. We got a lot of guys back in the shop, which has been super nice because we had foreman out with a new kid and people taking vacation, and we got a new guy starting today. So it was nice,
great.
I mean, compared to the last month, stress-free today. Which is
So the new guy showed up.
this time.
And came
Yeah, he was actually there on time to work. Yeah,
He came in.
He came in, and he didn't leave at 8:30, which was phenomenal. That's awesome. Yeah, no, we had had a good weekend. Yesterday, while Colette was at work, Harper and I did some decorating in the front yard for Halloween
Good
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, so we went out and we got some light up pumpkins and all this different stuff and cobwebs for the front plants and all that thing. Yeah, and so I've had the corn growing in the garden for all summer,
right.
and I'm going, man, what do I do with this? Do I need to just throw it in the compost pile, whatever? And I had a brilliant idea leaving church yesterday morning. I'm like, I'm gonna cut all of it and put it in bundles, and then set it out front of the house. I mean, people pay like $30 a pop at Hobby for those things. Like, this is free.
So put a for sale sign on.
Right, yeah. Well, and as soon as I got everything hung outside, and we were looking at it, and I had this realization, none of this is staked down. What happens if someone just wants to help themselves to my Halloween day? No, we should be
The
fine.
wind's blowing away.
Yeah. Well, the wind today, I got home from work and I had to pick up a bunch of stuff because it all had blown over. Was everything. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a good weekend and a good day. So yeah.
We do mostly the inflatables. So we got the big tent stakes
Right.
for each one of those. I mean, not all of them. The strings that come out, all of those we use the stakes that it comes with. But the ones that tie it into the ground, we use the big tent stakes.
Yeah.
So that's what I recommend.
When I
Or
had
cheap
this, like,
Walmart.
one of the ones I got was this, it's this light up, like, styrofoam, like, tombstone thing that says haunt you later. And so on the back, I have these screws that have a little loop on the end of it. So I screwed those in the back and then put tent stakes through those, drove that in the ground so it was firm. And the problem is it's you're screwing into styrofoam.
Oh,
The wind's strong enough,
Yeah.
so when I got home, I looked, and the tent stakes are still there. You know, like in the neighbor's yard. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta figure something else out. It was
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's cool.
Well, he works in steel, so you could do some really cool
I
stuff.
thought about bringing some like heavy plates home. I could just put weights on everything.
that's
you
cool.
know, yeah, it would work out. But
There you go.
moving them around, man, those things you get tired of
Oh, right.
them.
Bet.
Understand. Well, man, we're glad you're back.
Thank you.
Glad
Thank you.
Harper's
Yeah.
better.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, Harper's doing a lot better too. Yeah, that's why I wasn't here last Monday. We
Yep.
decided it would be best to just hang out with her and make sure she's doing good and everything.
Good call.
Yeah, but she's great. She's got her voice back. No fever, no nothing. She's doing awesome. She's with Kathy today, so
Oh, good.
yeah, so it's good.
Awesome. To your right, Bob
I'll pass.
Nelson. No.
That bad?
What's your name?
Bob, King of the Meadows.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that has not had a good day today.
No,
How are you doing?
it definitely nothing like went as planned as any good Monday should go. Yeah, so tried to log in this morning, couldn't log in. Got IT on the phone, they couldn't figure it out. Whatever there was some problem that was going around the company that was not my problem. So because I got to be special. And yeah, so 2 hours later, I'm calling back. It's like, is a tech ever going to call me? And while I was holding, the tech finally called me, and we figured it. No, I didn't figure it out. Just kind of like it happened upon the issue or whatever. So finally got logged in, and I was only working a half day today. So that was half of my half day eaten away. It's like So it was rough day at work, even though it was only 5 hours, which was supposed to be 4. Yeah. And then then took Joy to a dental appointment, getting her closer to getting some stuff finished up. Just taking off. It's all been over a year now, so we've been working through this process.
Oh my goodness.
But we're getting there. There's about 6 more weeks, and so we'll be done. Yay! Then
Yes.
got back home. Right before that, I diagnosed what was wrong with our car. We got a bad caliper or something on the back brakes, and so that was what I did when I got back from that appointment. And I'm really just tired of cars. Tired of plumbing. I don't want to do any of it, but I'm too poor not to.
Same.
So yeah, but I'm blessed to be here.
Right.
Once again, we're blessed that you're To this blessed right is our friend Tracey White.
I'm gonna drop my new phone.
Kind of rhymes.
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose? Or?
Welcome, friend. Wake up. Tracy, this is real life. It's not a dream.
Really tired. No, seriously, I am tired enough to. I'm seriously, if I fall asleep, just let me sleep. During this thing, I don't know why. I just didn't really sleep. I think it had something to do with the left sock, right sock thing that we talked about earlier.
Yes. You
Which
designer socks.
we don't need to go through all that. But I just think it's idiotic to have a L for a left sock and an R for a right sock.
Better than the opposite, having an L for a right sock and a right arm.
Yeah,
I'm sure
always
that
get
happens
messed up.
too,
When
you
I
know.
put my left sock on my right foot, I can barely walk.
So I took my other workstation into the tech center office today, which is way closer than the downtown office. And so I'm set up there, and we'll be going there once or twice a week, doing
good.
a hybrid sort of thing with work. So, And speaking of IT, there's a lot to work out there since it's been off of the network for so long.
Yep.
Outside of that, great day. We're counting down the days to, going on vacation.
Just like 5 more, right?
Yeah, so Friday at 3 or 3:30, we sure could use a ride to the airport.
He's already gone record from last week saying he was going to take you.
Yeah?
Oh, I said I'd pick him up. Somebody will take you there. Julie, I think, is off, so.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. Johnny?
Yes, sir. Blessed friend.
Blessed.
Blessings to you. Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm a little worried today. I did discover very, very recently, I've had this kind of like a muscle in my back that's about right there. It's one of those where you can't quite pinpoint it, but you just turn a certain way and go, oh, man. So, oh, man, I must be really getting old. It's that kind of... But I was like, what did I do? Of course, there are like 10,000 things I could have done.
Oh, I got
Fall out of a tree.
Fall out of a tree is one. You guys understand, I didn't really fall out of the tree.
Just off the
It was
ladder.
worse. I fell off the ladder. Even dumber. So anyway. But so I was thinking of maybe something like that. But no, it's this one kid. It's this one kid I work with. He is a serious chunk. He's like the Incredible Hulk. He's only this tall. But I'm not kidding. This kid, he starts going like that, and I can barely hold it. He's so strong. Cute as a button. But it's my kind of finagling with him. I went, this is it. It's like a suddenly, it's you, dude. I love you, but you're killing me. But so just a regular day. Nothing too crazy today, except like 2 weeks ago, I think I told Jake, I don't know if Jake, you heard this. The spooky story. It's okay, we understand. You keep yelling. You do your thing.
I will.
When I came into the school on Sunday, and it was the spooky thing.
Yes.
There's this running thing at the school, right? That a variety of teachers think there's a ghost in the building, right? Mm-hmm. Every school, somebody says this kind of thing. So it's given me great opportunities to have conversations about, at least supernatural things. It's like, you're going to believe in a ghost, right? I at least we can talk about God and at least move beyond, what you're seeing here. But so I'm often designated as the Ghostbuster by the secretary. I came in one time last year. She was like, Johnny, you're not doing your job. There's still people talking about a ghost down there. I ain't afraid of no ghost. I was like, yeah, I'll go cast him out. So it's kind of a running joke, right? So I came into the building, and some of the stories have been kind of strange, right? So I always, like they say they hear children laughing, and there's nobody in the building. Somebody saw somebody go around the corner, there's nobody there. It's just goofy kind of stuff like that. But usually it happens when somebody's there by themselves, right? So they're imagining, like, oh. So anyway, so when I went in on Sunday 2 weeks ago, I got there before everybody, or around the same time, I can't remember. But I went in, had turned off the alarm to the building, unlocked. So there's obviously nobody there because I had turned off the alarm and everything. And as I'm coming around to pull the gate from the hallway, I started hearing children laughing. Huh. No, it was like, oh, wait a minute, is that outside? I mean, I was kind of chuckling a little. It was like, I think it's down the hall. Is this my imagination? Then I heard it again. I'm like, wait a minute, there's somebody in the building. Because this was not, because once you hear something, you think you heard something, then you definitely are hearing it. Mm-hmm. And then I heard another little weird voice that was going with that, and I was like, come on, what is going on then? So I'm starting to think, wait a minute. So I'm getting ready to, do some pastor. Wow. Be gone. No, I cast you out. Anyhow, so I get next to all your demons can now go. Anyway, so the preschool area, I realized it was coming from that room. I mean, like clear, loud, like people in the room. So instead of just opening the door...
Is this a good time to tell you that when I went there back in 81 and 82, somebody did die? Just kidding.
So anyway, yeah, thanks, Mom. So instead of just opening the door, there's that window in the door. I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna come peek in there first. And that's when I saw the box light screen, right, that we use sometimes on Sundays, was on YouTube playing Peppa Pig.
Oh, okay.
And there were kids. I thought, oh my! I started laughing out loud. I told Tracy, I told Bob when I got here, I was like, I can't believe this was so stupid. So I went there, turned that off. Well, then when I told that story to some of the teachers, they were like, yeah, but the box light was off. And I never play Peppa Pig. And so now it's starting to build a little bit. Well, then I'm thinking we're in October. Somebody's good for it. So today when I came into the school, to bring us up to today, Heather's in there. Heather's the teacher I work with. All right, and she's like, look at the screen. And I looked at the screen, and I took a picture that could be seen. I might post it later. But she said this is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you know the Note app I used on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't hardly see this.
Oh, yeah, there's some marks there. Yeah.
The Note thing was open, and there's some kind of random scratch.
Yeah.
She said, none of that was there when I left off.
Goodness.
So we're going to have to gather around the school and pray the demons out, I guess. I don't know. So that's how my day started. It was that.
It's always good to get everybody together and go pray.
Someone like bump it on Sunday? Does people
I'm thinking, well, it wasn't that one. It was the one actually in the classroom.
Oh,
that I
okay,
used
it's a different
in
one.
working
Okay.
in, which nobody was in. So I'm really not sure. But I do think that these box lights, they have some weird quirks, and it's a new technology with this, and it looks just like a big TV, but it's actually more than that. And I just think there's some quirks with it. Cause so sometimes you can, like the one in the makerspace, we'll walk by it, and it comes on.
Oh yeah, right.
There's some kind of motion sensor thing. Well, then you have to go, what's the motion? Well, I know that there are mice in the school. Who knows? But anyway, I don't think the mice were doing Spider-Man.
Maybe they
I don't know what
watch
happened there. It also
mice
looked like it
Peppa
just
Pig.
kind of
They do
moved
like
out.
Peppa Pig. That's what I've heard about mine. So does Grayson, though. now I'm
So
familiar with
anyway,
Peppa
I just thought I'd
Pig.
share that little story. I just thought it was a funny little story.
That's great.
October.
Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. I ain't afraid of it.
We got new decorations, and it's 2 candy corns. It's a dad candy corn and a child candy corn, and the dad candy corn is dressed up like Dracula, and the kid candy corn is dressed up like a cat. That's as scary as it gets in my yard.
Okay.
To candy corn scary enough, I think.
I love candy.
Is it like somebody dressed as a candy corn dressed as Dracula, or because I'm like,
Or is it Dracula dressed as a candy corn?
Well, oh, do you not believe in candy corn?
no, but I do
Don't you
like.
chicken?
I don't believe in candy
I do
corn.
like the meme. It's how to eat candy corn. All right, open the package, dump it all out in the trash, and you're done. So
I love
I love candy corn too. Bob and I will eat it.
of course you will.
So, I mean, they said something along the lines of, the best thing about not liking candy corn is telling people you don't like it.
I still love
I think
it.
it's like the majority of people.
It's a sugar.
That doesn't like the sugary wax.
Sugar wax is good. It's like sugar chicken.
That's sugar chicken. That's also something about that today.
Like, what's always the last thing left in the candy bowl? After
Right.
everybody's had their fill, there's always still the candy corn at the bottom that nobody wants.
Aw, you're thinking about me.
Those little mints that Grandma used to keep in the little glass thing. Whatever. Maybe it was just me.
I like those too.
Did you? That's a Christmas.
Especially the chalky ones.
This is the weirdest podcast we've ever had. What do you think? Oh, for the love.
No, because we missed the sock thing, so really.
Well, that's true. We did miss
If
the
that was in
sock
there-
story.
We'd be weirdest, yeah.
I just got to say to everybody, y'all missed Tracy taking his shoes off to show us his socks.
And you're welcome for that.
You're welcome.
So,
So about yesterday.
Yesterday.
yeah. We're just jawing on a Monday here now. So yeah, yesterday was great. I enjoyed having everybody, a number of folks back in the room, just being there. It was fun to play Speaking of playing, you did a great job Sunday.
You did too.
Again. Well, thank you for that. But
Y'all did great.
One song. This is one thing about Tracy. Tracy is the consummate professional. Well, it's true because I know even if we haven't practiced a song, I can run it through with you one time. This is not my plan. It just happens this way, and I never feel too bad because I know you're gonna do great. You pick up on it just like that, and so that's what happened Sunday.
Yeah.
You did great, and I actually messed up on that new song. So
I don't think anybody noticed. Nobody noticed.
except for Leona, who's on the video. So
Yeah.
we were supposed to do that. Oh, that kind of bit. A second time, and I completely forgot. So Leona's sitting next to me, and she goes. It's very funny on the video.
It's a great song.
Just swallows the O.
I'd like to see what we could do with that song with the rest of the group.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It would be. I liked it too.
Very nice.
What else about yesterday? It's all a blur to me.
So you went into, it was about prayer as being part of being closer to God.
Yes.
And that was the gist of everything. You talked about Elisha and when the servant. Okay, there's an interesting, I kept on reading right after that, and it's a really interesting thing. So the basic story is Elisha is there with the servant, there's a huge army coming after him, and at the end the servant's like, we are going to die. That's the Bob version. And Elijah's like, no. And he prays for God to open his eyes, and around them is chariots and horses just all made of fire and everything. And they're like, oh, cool, okay, life is good. And so you would think, and that's where you ended the story, that his eyes were open, prayer, and perfect. It gets closer.
With intent.
Yes, with intent, yeah. But if you go on through the story, it gets really interesting. You think, okay, chariots of fire. That means this army's just going to burn. That does not happen.
That does not happen.
Yeah, and, Elisha prays again for all these guys to go blind, and they do.
Yes.
And then he single-handedly leads them into enemy territory. Hey, guys, follow me. And this is where it gets really interesting. So, and it's into Samaria, and that's I feel very important when you think about the Good Samaritan. But anyway, it leads them into Samaria, and the king there is like, all right, do we get to kill him? And Elijah's like, did you guys lift a sword to defeat these guys? No. You're going to give them a feast. And they all get their sight back, and they feed them a huge feast, and they go on their merry way. And then it didn't stick, because sometime later they come back and siege the
You would think they'd be like, after all of that, they're like, oh. Well, at least we got a good meal. Maybe that's why they went back, because they wanted another feast.
Well, but then they laid siege to it, and everybody went in this huge famine, and a donkey's head was like for 45 silver pieces, and pigeon poop was going for
all the way through.
Yeah, I know that he keeps on going.
First, Second Kings, and First, Second Chronicles, First, Second Samuel.
So
you guys just go through any of those, you're going to get the rest of the story.
Exactly the rest of the story. But it was a really interesting story because you don't expect that when chariots of fire show up.
Yeah.
So God works in mysterious ways, and that was one of them.
Mysterious.
Yeah, it's very unexpected, actually.
Yeah.
But obviously, if I had gone into the rest of that story, it would have taken us on a massive rabbit.
And it didn't matter to the point was prayer. So.
Yeah. And again, I went back and forth. I've not used that passage when teaching on closer to God in a long time. But I just kind of went, is this really? It's not really about prayer there. It's the idea that our world is too small sometimes. And all I meant by that was that we see only what we see, and we make all our decisions by only what we're experiencing in the moment without stopping. We have this doorway, we have this opportunity to connect with God, who can give us this grand peace and not worry, because even though we don't necessarily see everything else that's going on, there's a lot more going on around us. And so if we can trust in Him, then that can, even without knowing those details, even if we don't look around and see, oh, wow, there's all kinds of spiritual battle and things going on. It's just a reminder that what we see isn't always what we see. Right? So that was the idea. And I think it's just a beautiful moment in the Old Testament that shows that in a vivid way. So
Well, it does show that closeness in the petition of prayer through prayer.
yeah, with Elisha, man, he's praying. All that stuff.
You got to think if he's at that point where he's, prays and it gets answered like that, he's constantly praying.
Yes.
And that's
Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be great? Just to have that kind of confidence in your prayer that you're so close to God, you understand what He's doing. I'm not talking about the people that get out there and they just start doing weird things, and they're expecting things to suddenly appear, poof, or whatever. I mean, I'm not about deluding yourself. It still has to be, biblically sound as we do. But there is a very strong, confident way to go through even the most challenging things we face in life, the closer we are to God. So there's the mini message.
Yes, my brakes were trying to get me very far from God.
Put the brakes on things.
Really?
Yes.
Or were your brakes failing trying to get you closer to God?
Oh, there
Hey, come on now.
you go. We have that.
Come on, somebody.
What is it, a stress? What are they called?
Stress riser.
Stress riser.
Stress riser.
Oh, that was a pre-podcast illustration.
That was.
Was.
Okay.
You need to use that though.
I know, I've already taken it out.
Yeah, stress riser.
So let the podcast audience of 3 know
Oh, yes.
what a stress riser is.
Yeah. So when you have a solid piece of steel, doesn't matter what shape or anything, as long as it's a uniform sort of grain structure, because metal has grains in it, everything. That's why you can bend it and move it and stuff. But if there's even a minor defect, little nick, scratch, hole in it, whatever, that's called a stress riser. And that one little point will be where the piece fails if it's put under enough pressure.
Yep, it's just, I love that illustration so much. Well, all right, man, how about anything else? Not to awkwardly segue, but is there anything else you want to say about that, Jake? All right.
No, I was really impressed with how quick you did the recap.
Thank you.
No, that's quick.
No, man, I wasn't messing around.
Went straight into closer, which I really do think it's important, closer to God, closer to each other, and that's where we're at now. So.
Yeah, next week is closer to each other's. Just there's the heads up teaser.
I gotta apologize ahead of time because Kathy and I and Josh will be closer to each other on a show.
So last time we talked about this, you were gone.
I'll hold them if somebody wants to sponsor
One of the messages.
No, really?
I think so.
Oh man.
But that's
You're gonna have to delay.
Yeah.
Pick something else for the next couple of
I can't
weeks
do that.
because we're gone for the next 2 weeks.
2
You know what? Why don't we just
Sunday? Let's just.
Oh, okay. I'm only taking a week off to watch Harper. Like I need Kathy back in town, man.
No, in fact, we were talking about that. I was like, you do realize we're coming back on a Sunday night to roll straight back into work the next day. No chance for the vacation from the vacation.
Right.
I think we're gonna be okay.
That's gonna be all right.
Just fine.
I
I was
like
just gonna
taking
say.
it.
What did you say?
Oh no, I said I did like when I go on like trips or go out to St. Louis to see the folks and stuff. I like to take a day,
Yes,
like when I
yes.
get back,
Absolutely.
and just sort of decompress,
Yeah.
get the house back in order, do whatever. Yeah, take a nap before you got to roll right there because it's tough. You get back late on like a Sunday night, and then you Monday morning 8 a.m. bang, you're right there. You know, it's a rough transition sometimes for sure.
It is.
Well, see, I'm just thinking. You said 2 Sundays. I just think
That's
maybe we
correct.
should just not have church.
All right now.
Just kidding.
Don't push it.
Yeah. So what else about Sunday? Or the message, or just okay. I will say, there was a moment that was not in my notes, and even now thinking back, I'm not even sure if it was a good idea. And it was when it was the king. It was talking about the king, and he was mad. Who's this, Elisha? Bring me a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bring me Spider-Man.
What was the Spider-Man thing? I'm gonna look in here.
Sometimes it just is there, and I don't.
Was Spider-Man in
filter it fast
Philippians?
enough. Yeah, Spider-Man
There was,
it was like
Philippians or kissing?
No meeting.
Oh yeah, there was that too.
Yes, I'm surprised you didn't burst out laughing. With the
Like I said, I
Monty
wasn't
Python
messing around. I
reference.
may have been joking around a little here and there, but man, I was on it.
Because you said you said it, and I went. He started giggling, and then Tracy went boom.
Sorry about that.
It's such a fine line. I mean,
Turns out I must have been really tired yesterday.
it's such a fine line, and I always, I do the autopsy of my, it feels that way sometimes. Where I go back and I have to review and go, like that, or that worked, or that didn't. So yeah, sometimes I will say something funny, and again, it's to release a little from the heavy thing I just said or that I'm about to say.
Yeah.
And it does kind of work, because it's like if someone's watching a horror movie or a scary movie, they throw in these moments because if you're like this the whole time, it just kind of gives you that little break. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying my sermons are horror. It's helpful. And sometimes it's helpful for me too. And I'm being myself as well, so that's an important thing to do. But
They're not harsh. They can. Some of the things that you say sometimes can definitely. I don't know about you guys. It makes me go, oh, yeah. He's talking to me.
Stop it, Johnny.
Anybody's talking to me right there. Yeah.
well, obviously, and I say this all the time, it's always to me first, for real.
Yeah.
And there's some things I'd like, do I have to say this, God? It's like,
We're all broke.
yes, I do, by golly.
To some extent, we're
Rip the
all broke.
Band-Aid off all at once. Who's going to do it? Let's
Yeah.
tell the truth.
What you Tracy was just saying, we're all broken, and I think that's really important. For people to understand that we don't think we're perfect Christians.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We know we mess up.
Yeah.
But we try. We try really hard.
Yeah. Falling forward kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah, so I find myself a lot of times praying, especially on last Saturday. I was saying, I prayed, forgive me if I sinned and I didn't know it, because that likely happens a lot more than I know. So.
Well, Job, at the beginning of it, he sacrifices for his kids just in case, for that same exact reason.
Right.
And we should be doing the same sort of thing for our own lives and, those around us as well.
That is a powerful thought, actually, that is not common in our culture, I don't think. We are usually like, this is me, God. Accept me. Take me.
Right.
Who you telling me, we're trying to get God to bend to us. And a mindset or a heart that's gotten to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm tired of me. And my thinking and what I think's right. It's like, I so want to follow you, God, and to be on track with you and all of that if I'm doing something or thinking something that isn't pleasing to you, please show me that, even if it's something I love.
Yeah.
That's a really mature place to be, because you've begun to do what Jesus said, and that's that deny yourself, take up your cross and follow me stuff. So it's hard though, but
The proverb used, lean not on your own understanding,
Yeah.
but in all your ways acknowledge God.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a hard one, because, breaks.
Breaks and left and right socks.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anywho, so closer to God, and those three big concepts. You have to be intentional. Draw near to God, or cry out to Him, turn to Him. Help is my favorite.
Help!
Hey, my Lord. It's a powerful prayer. I'm still there often. Surprisingly, when you don't know what to say, you don't know what to pray. It is okay. I've been driving somewhere, and as I'm thinking through what's going on around me and different relationships and different problems and whatever, I'm like, I don't know what God, please, just help me. Help, Lord. I have no big, beautiful theological prayer to pray to you, except I need your help, and that's the profound place that we all need to get to. God, we need you. We need
Absolutely.
And the cool thing is, he knew we needed him.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he knew that, he did what?
He showed us his incredible love.
The mechanical segue.
Right there.
I was about to segue in on that.
I thought Morey was going to say, what? Tell us what.
You know, you do.
That thing, John 3:16.
Yeah.
Is this the
Yeah,
J
yeah.
3:16 came? John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. Amazing love. I recommend that you read it again and again and again. Pray on it, and then take action.
Got to respond.
You do have to respond.
Respond to that.
And once you have that knowledge,
One right over here.
share that. Then put some bacon on it.
Hey, wait a minute.
I need bacon. I do that at work all the time. That's one of every morning we give our updates. We do what's called a stand-up, although we're sitting down and we're all on video. But yeah, I always say that I need bacon. That's my blocker for the day. Is I need bacon.
Bacon
So,
blocker.
yeah.
It is time to wrap up.
It is time to wrap up. All right. Any final stuff about yesterday, the weekend, interactions you had, songs, anything?
One thing I want to say also is, along with that amazing love, is that when you start following Jesus, you spend time with those that also follow Jesus, and you become one big family. You really do. And when you are going through things, sometimes we share too much, but we share.
Yeah.
But everybody is there to return that love. And it's an amazing thing. And I just want to say thank you for that. And that is this one reason I love this gathering is because we share that. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes.
So, all right.
Thankful for Compass Church. That means you guys and everybody gathers with us. It is a special thing, I think. I think our church guys doing a very special thing in our church. If you've been a part of a lot of other churches, you already know that in some ways.
Absolutely.
Although there's some fantastic churches in the world, but
Sure.
I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here with all you guys.
I want to share that with everybody, though, man. I wish we could get all of Aurora. And, well, the whole world, but we're in Aurora, so
Yeah.
all of Aurora, all of us, one big family. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be great.
Oh, man.
We got people driving from Michigan to be here.
We do.
Yeah. It's kind of a follow-up to your point about the not closer, but that growing point of it's a humility standpoint. And unfortunately, a lot of churches, as they get bigger and stuff, they're like, oh, I gotta put on a different face when I go to church, and everything's fine and whatnot. And that's and it's an unfortunate part, and it's also what tends to drive people away when they show up, because they're like, and I've heard people say this about another church I knew. It's like I didn't feel like I fit in there. And because they're all perfect, and she was very much not, and it's like, no, they're just faking it well.
That's so
and that's really where it comes down to. So when we have that moment where we can, know that we can go to our brothers and sisters that are there, it's definitely starts breaking walls down, breaking barriers down, and it allows us to love our neighbors the way we're supposed to love each other.
Very well said, very well put. All right, anything else, guys, before we wrap up? Take Brian's out.
Tracy needs to go to sleep. So.
Tracy's going to sleep anyway. Well, all right. It's not. Is this camera running right here? Over your head? You can turn and look at it too, Tracy. Oh, myself. Hey, we meet every Sunday at 10 a.m. somewhere in the world, but always online. You can find us on Facebook. It's Compass Church Colorado. You can discover more at compassdenver.com, and we would love to have you as our guest this Sunday. All right, guys, final words.
Love you guys. Love everyone out there.
Love you. Likewise.
Love you guys. This has been great.
Peace, and if you come to church, I'll take you to Culver's.
I'll skip it.
He's taking us to grace and peace to you. That's all we have for tonight, and we are out. See, I didn't do it. Sorry. You did.
Somebody's gonna call me on that. I hope so. I hope somebody calls me.